What's wrong with me?
Slam is the only slam poetry club recognized by NYU, and here we are at their end-of-the-year Poetry Slam, a competitive performance of spoken word poetry.
Spoken word and slam kind of started as a response to feeling that written poetry, and there would be these poetry salons, I think in the 70s and 80s, where people would perform written poetry, and it would be very heady. There'd be lots of complicated words, and if you didn't understand the background, or if you didn't understand all of the metaphors, you were kind of left to kind of clap and politely. And so spoken word was kind of a response to be like, let's put some emotion into this and let's say some raw stuff.
We find ourselves locked in a conversation where I'm dancing around you to recollect and redefine the shards of a false narrative you so carelessly leave behind.
So there was one time one of my friends texted me late one night and was like, hey, do you want to come to the poetry event? And I said, sure. There was a microphone, there were a bunch of people, and they were like performing like really like, it was a performance. It wasn't just poetry. It was like people had made intentional decisions on like how they're delivering a certain line, how they're looking at you, what they're doing with their arms, what they're doing with their body. I just thought it was super electric and fascinating.
Dossiers on each one, memorized their habits, inhabited their orbits. For someone who spent most of his youth floating through the space in between, it was more than just a favorite subject.
There's pressure while performing at poetry slams. Not only do you have to spill your guts to a room full of people watching you, but you are also competing. A panel of judges subjectively score the performances, deciding if you move up to the next round.
Performing, I think, is one of those things where there's no trick, there's no secret to it. You just gotta do it a bunch. Go to a bunch of open mics, go to a bunch of performance opportunities, a bunch of shared readings, and just have the sweaty hands for the first 25 times that you do it, and then you kind of start to get comfortable.
NYU's Slam Club was historically a slam team, which means that although the club always welcomed everyone, back then only 5 poets would be selected to compete in College Union's Poetry Slam Invitational, the largest college slam poetry competition in the world. NYU had won first place back in 2012, 2013, and 2015, but the pandemic halted many in-person activities and put a strain on the competitive aspect of the club. During that time, they instead focused on getting people comfortable to perform.
We've been doing a lot of workshops, and we've been having opportunities to listen to some of our favorite poets, invite guest speakers, go to workshops in the city. So we do a number of different things. We will eventually want to put together a slam team and participate in a proper slam with other teams, but right now it's kind of focused on workshopping and giving people an opportunity to perform.